Hi, and welcome to your first video on eyes. This video is about eyebrows. Eyebrows are really important to an actor, and oftentimes they're completely forgotten about in a makeup design, but they are of the utmost importance because they help shape and frame your face. And as actors, especially me, I tend to do a little bit of eyebrow acting, and so the audience needs to see that. That's part of my style and how I am relating my expressions to the audience, so they can't get lost on my face. So to start out, you can use many different things for working on your eyebrows. You can use a eyebrow crayon, which is one of these that just like rolls up. They are very soft and pliable, but have a nice sharp point. You can also use, I'm gonna grab it really quick. You can also use an eyebrow pencil. Ta-da! Just make sure that, like this one right here, that's not gonna work great because it's not sharp. I need to sharpen it and get it to a nice point. Or I can use my eyebrow brush, which is a very tiny small angle brush on one end, and it's got this little spirally doohickey thing on the other. I use a combination of things. What I generally do is I start with a crayon and get the shape that I want, which is really precise, and then I go in and fill in with different colors of eyebrow powder using my brush, because sometimes the crayon can make, if I'm using it for all of it, it can make it a little too dark. But that's just me, and you will find what you prefer. What you want to do for starters is you need to match your eyebrow color. I'm gonna tell you right now, don't use black ever, unless you're like, it's a character, like an evil character or whatever, and part of like a big makeup design, or if you're an animal or something. For a regular makeup look, no one's eyebrows are black. My eyebrows are dark, but they're not black. I generally go with like a brown, a dark brown or a soft brown, but there are different colors of eyebrows. Sorry. There are different colors of eyebrows all around, and we want to make them look as natural as possible. This is an eyebrow palette of powder that I got. I'm missing a couple up top because they broke, but thankfully those weren't my colors. Blonde, yeah, there's an eyebrow. Orange, you know, look for your particular color, because if your eyebrows don't match your hair or your wig, if you're wearing a wig, you look weird, right? So make sure that you're matching the color correctly. When working on your eyebrows, you want to use a small, delicate brush stroke that imitates hair, right? I don't want giant blocks of color, because then I look like a bad cartoon drawing. So make sure that you're doing tiny little brush strokes. Again, this is something that's going to take practice. When thinking about the shape of your eyebrow, take a pencil or a paintbrush or something and start with it on the outside of your nostril. To know where to begin your eyebrow should be when the pencil crosses through your tear duct right there in the corner of your eye. To know where your arch should be, or the highest point of your eyebrow, you're gonna again put the pencil on the side of your nose and let it drift through the center of your pupil. So mine would be here, right about there. That's where it should go. Boop. If I'm looking straight ahead. Clearly, if I'm not, then my pupil's in a different spot. Then to find where it should end, which is surprising. Most people think it should be shorter. It needs to end. If you put your pencil on the corner of your nose and let it go to the outside corner of your eye, that's where it should end. My eyebrows are shorter and lighter than they used to be due to over plucking in my youth. So I need to make sure that I go in and I'm getting that full extension all the way down here. Because guess what? You can really see a difference. My eyebrows disappear almost completely when I'm on stage because of the lights and the makeup that I have over them. Make sure that you're doing that. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I do my eyebrow. I start at my corner. Again, I know where my corner is because I've been doing, or where I should start because I've been doing this for a while. If you need to, you know, do this and then make a mark, bam, there you go. So I start on the edge and little babies. I'm going to find where my, and I actually drew a mark with the pencil, where my arch should be. I'm gonna put it right there. You notice I'm doing very light baby strokes, feathering. See, ta-da. Now I'm going to, now that I've gotten to the arch, I'm gonna start pulling down in the way that the hair might grow. Short little spurts. Okay. Now, on the other side of this, I have a little twisty brush. I'm blending it in. By doing that, by brushing the hair in, I'm letting it not be so as intense and make it look a little more natural. Then I'm gonna go in with my palette, and I'm gonna use my eyebrow brush. I'm gonna use this color. It is a lighter, darker brown, and mix it with some of this. All right, if I was doing a really severe character or something like that, I might use one of these, but even on my face, because I am so pale, the difference between the really dark browns and my very pale skin is extremely stark and makes me look a little bit bananas. So I go with the lighter. And all I'm doing, I'm not doing this, all I'm doing is just lightly tapping and getting a little bit on the edge of my brush. Then I go in, I'm starting in the same area and I'm just brushing in lightly, following the pattern. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of a darker one. Especially on the back edge where there isn't a lot of hair there. I use that darker one. Now I go back in, a little twirly brush, boop, boop, boop. That helps it make it look less drawn on. Great. Now after that, I'm going to, and if you don't have a palette, because clearly I bought this at a makeup show, right? This is specifically I bought for my job. You can also use eyeshadows. So never fear. I do suggest investing in something like that. If you want to use the eyeliner pencil, you should have a specific eyebrow pencil in your kit if you get the student kit that I had talked about. Just be really careful because it's nice and soft. So if I wanted to do that on the other side, what you can see is I'm making little baby hair motions. I'm doing the same kind of pattern, or the same shape that I did on the other one. Granted, it will never look the same. I'm just gonna let you know that. Be okay with that. There will always be a slight difference. Then you can use this. This will come in your pack too. And brush that way or comb it that way. These are fine. I especially like these for adding color to my eyebrows, like or hair with like Snow White if I was playing an old age character. But these little spiral brushes are my favorite because it both combs and fluffs at the same time. Now, as you can see, that is a whole lot darker than the other one because I used a different product. And that's fine. You just have to know what you're looking for and what this is. A espresso eyeliner pencil, so it's really dark. So just be aware. Then afterwards, once I've done my eyebrow, I want to make sure that it doesn't meld or melt away and I've got nice clean edges. So you can use concealer and shape around it, or you can use a light colored eyeshadow or skin colored eyeshadow. I'll do that for you right now. And I just get a little makeup brush and I make sure it's clean. And I follow along the edges. This is going to allow my eyebrow to look more natural, as well as giving it clean edges. Now, if I wanted this to be like really, really sharp, I would go in with my concealer and do that. And then blend. Well, I say blend, it's really like patting it in. And this is something I do just because I've got less eyebrows than most people, so I want to make sure the ones that I put on stay there. And then after I do that, I want to go over it with a powder to make sure it doesn't get other stuff on it. Great. There are different shapes to eyebrows, and you should think about what shape looks best on your face, and also if there is a style that is prominent for the time period of your play. So eyebrows were thicker and thinner at different time periods, and I'll send some different worksheets and pages for you to look at that have a different time periods or different styles for different face shapes for you to kind of determine for your own. Again, try them out, see which style you like the best, and keep practicing.